Each year here in Britain, every one of us is handed 216 plastic bags. That's 13 billion every year. Typically, they're used for just 20 minutes and then simply thrown away. But they can take up to 1,000 years to decompose. So most of them, 98%, end up in places like this, landfill sites. But there are still more than 200 million littering our countryside. Well, this scene from the Isle of Dogs is by no means rare, but the problem is more serious than the effect on the landscape. This gannet from Cornwall was strangled after becoming entangled in a bag. 1 million seabirds are killed each year by plastic waste. And it's a worldwide problem. Here in the Pacific Ocean, there's a vast area described as Garbage Island, kept in place by swirling water currents. So marine animals are slowly dying. Just a tiny scrap of plastic can block a turtle, whale or seal's gut and kill it. But will paying for our plastic bags be enough to stop our habit? Our consumer editor, Chris Choi, investigates.
A snapshot of my journey to work today. Plastic bags in phone boxes, gutters, outside schools, stores and gardens. New unpublished figures we've obtained show UK retailers have reduced bags by 2 billion in a year, so are only halfway to meeting targets for a 25% cut. But look at this, you've got 1, 2, 3, then this one as well. Don't you feel environmentally guilty about it?
Yes.
How many do you reckon you get through a year?
A couple of hundred.
Really, that many?
Yeah.
This shopper let me do a plastic bag audit of her home. You've got 2 there.
2 here, 1 there, but that came all the way from South Africa, and I've used that a couple of times.
Okay. In South Africa, there's a carrier bag tax. If you're average, you'll use 300 a year. Only about 1 in every 200 is recycled. You've got over a dozen here. I mean, what does that say about the way that these bags get into our lifestyles?
Yeah, it says a lot actually, because I consider myself as an environmental conscious person.
So from May, Marks & Spencer are declaring war on the carrier bag, but just take a look. Once you get rid of the plastic bag, there's plenty of other plastic and environmentally unfriendly looking packaging. Critics say retailers are taking the easy option by getting us to pay for bags, rather than tackling their own suppliers on excess packaging or their own transport and energy use.
China's banning them by 2008. Ireland has already brought in a plastic bag tax. Australia, the government, levies the supermarkets against the plastic bag.
Some say M&S is just window dressing, and when I met the boss, I did find their environmental aims literally written on this M&S window.
What we're taking note of is what our customers are saying to us, and they're saying to us, look, we understand that climate change is a huge issue today. What are you, Marks & Spencer, doing about it? We've got a bigger plan over the next 5 years to clean our business up.
Tonight, M&S embark on a gamble that shoppers care more about environmental cost than new charges for bags. Chris Choi, News at 10.
The controversial contract aimed at improving GPs' productivity has cost the government more than £1.75 billion. Aware of the environment we all are. The Chancellor declared that if supermarkets don't stop dishing out so many plastic bags, he'll start taxing them. Damon Green reports on how a grassroots campaign has become a hot political issue.
The way it started, you would never have guessed it would end this way. A year ago, the small Devon town of Modbury announcing a ban on free plastic bags. And today, every supermarket in the land falling over itself to claim credit for a green revolution. With the Modbury model, the inspiration for a budget to ban the bag. Shoppers agree it's about time.
I'd rather blame, car fumes, aeroplane fumes, industrial waste. But at the same time, I suppose it's up to everybody to do their bit.
Environmentally, it's great, but you don't always remember to take them out with you. So I've got about 10 of these at home because I just buy them every time I go, and I never bring them with me.
But how times have changed. When one green entrepreneur set up a business selling reusable shopping bags, he says nobody would have them at any price.
3.5 years ago, I started selling a bag that said "Say no to plastic bag." And as far as I'm aware, it's the only one in the country at the time. And I couldn't give them away. People were like, "Oh, I like the idea, but I'm not going to wear something that militant or that political." And now, ironically, it's come full circle.
By full circle, he means he sold 175,000 of them since the days of being treated as a crank. By his maths, 175 million plastic bags off the streets. The big supermarkets are keen to show their green credentials, but so far aren't jumping for joy at the idea of a tax on carrier bags. And with millions of them living long and ugly lives in every corner of the land, many shoppers will be hoping there's still time to make a difference. Damon Green, News at 10.
And